And welcome back to another episode of By the Railside podcast movie review. This week on a very, very special episode, a very special birthday episode for myself. We reviewed the number one 1999 movie based on TV show that was a copy of the TV show episodes just smushed together, The Mystic Knights of TIR.
Tir what?
Tir Nanog.
Tir Nanog.
I always want to say Tir Nagog. I don't know why.
You almost said a banned word.
With me today, we just have Jordan.
That's me.
That's him. The other two, one's having internet issues, so he's unable to join us. The other one feels like death, so we're hoping he comes back from death and can join us later. Well, let's go over to the movie description if none of you have seen this, and if you haven't, heathens.
If you've not seen this and you're like some people on the show, 30. Fucking wipe the snot from out of your nose and Google it. Because this is a classic for anyone that was born in the 90s and anyone afterwards. Just shut up. You don't matter right now. But this is the story, the mythical kingdom of Kells, and it's about the four knights that have to go and get their armor from other knights. Which, that actually kind of confuses me because I don't think once does it show them actually being defeated.
Yeah.
The first guy, he fell off a bridge.
Yeah, we don't know if he died.
Like, why would the one... So the first one that you have to get, or the first one that they got is the fire set of armor. And to get that, the guy, Rohan, had to defeat this evil knight in an ice cave. The guy who wields fire had to fight a dude in an ice cave.
Yeah.
With just the shittiest little bridge you've ever seen. Like, it was built in the Amazon 4,000 years ago, and it was still being used today.
It was a good width, though.
Great width.
He did slip on a patch of ice in the ice cave.
The entirety of the cave was ice. So
yeah.
He could have slipped anyway.
He went down, and he almost touched the edges of the bridge.
Almost, but thank fuck he didn't fall.
Yeah, or else that would have been a 10-minute movie.
Yeah, which, I mean, hey, it probably would have ended the same anyways.
That is true.
Because nothing gets resolved. Because of Power Rangers!
Yes. But, I also read, though, now, the second season of the show, so the movie itself is actually just, I think, like 4 episodes sort of mashed together, just showing the main characters of Rohan, Deirdre, Ivar, and the number one best character out of the whole show, Angus. Just showing these heroes getting their armor. But the plan for a second season was going to be called Mystic Knights Battle Thunder. Badass title. But that second season was actually canceled so that the budget could go towards Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Which I've never fucking heard of.
But another chunk of it did go to the English dub of Digimon. So I'm kind of okay. Like that one's it's all right. It doesn't make up for it. Like, you definitely should have canceled it. Like, that's...
Yeah, like, what they should have done is completely take the budget from Power Rangers, whatever fucking Galaxy Force, Lost Galaxy, because that sounds just shitty. Like, you got your OG Power Rangers, fantastic.
Yeah.
You got your, it's the second one.
Turbo.
Yeah, Power Rangers Turbo, also pretty fucking lit.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember the third one. So that must mean that's when it went downhill.
Yeah.
And this has to be like the 4th or 5th iteration because there's fucking like there was Samurai at some point, and I remember one of those guys, the actors actually ended up killing his roommate, if I remember correctly.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's when they should have ended that. But I just don't understand how you can destroy this perfect show, especially when they had the merch for the second season already out.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of, like, I remember specifically owning half the toys, and they were all, like, power-ups of the armor that weren't ever shown in the show.
Yeah. Like,
'Cause-
this armor was fucking juiced.
Yeah,
Like,
this one was just like, okay, it's a man made out of rocks swinging around a stone mace. No, not even a mace. It was just basically a chain with a giant boulder on the end with a handle.
Yeah.
And in the fucking, I'm assuming in the second season, he was getting a giant berserker hammer.
Yeah.
Like, how can you tease me with that and then not give me the goddamn juice?
Oh, it was awful. Now, some of you are wondering, well, why Power Rangers? Why did they cancel it for Power Rangers? So the show was actually made by the same guy who did the Power Rangers. So, in the description of this show is the Irish Power Rangers. It's basically what it is. It's medieval times. These guys all get their special weapons. So Deirdre, who's actually a princess, I'd say a childhood crush for sure.
I disagree. I was on the side of Maeve, the evil one.
Oh,
Yeah, she wears a corset, and she got my 6-year-old groin stirring.
Also, her tit chainmail so much better than Rowan's regular chainmail that he wore.
It looked like he just melted down a bunch of pop cans. Or no, he went around a pirate convention and stole each pirate's fucking gold hoop earring and just looped them all together. There was no coverage. Arrow comes by, you're dead.
Yeah, they were big fucking rings too.
Oh yeah, like an inch diameter. But it doesn't really matter because I don't think anyone in that world has a ranged weapon but them.
Yeah.
He has a sword that shoots fire. There's the obviously the crossbow that shoots bolts of wind somehow.
Yeah.
There's the trident that shoots electricity, and of course, the most OP power of all is the boulder on a chain that you can throw at your enemies.
Yes.
It's a one-shot kill, which is good if you're against one person.
Yeah.
But if you're against two, then you got to throw it and awkwardly, hey, can I get my thing back? I need to throw it at you now.
Except it didn't kill the dragon when they attempted to kill the dragon without the armor.
Well, because
tame the dragon. I think the goal was to tame the dragon in the cave.
Yeah, tame the dragon to kill the evil witch because obviously they can't get their hands dirty. They're heroes. So they turn to a dragon that's also in a suit of armor. That's why they lost the first time. Because they didn't have their own suits of armor yet. So it was an unfair fight.
Yeah.
It's a fire lizard versus just a dude in a shirt with a rock. Who's going to win? Obviously the lizard.
Now let's jump into the full quests for these guys. So each one had a quest to defeat a knight of Tamriel, I believe it was. I think that was the name of the where they're from. And each one had Temra. There was the Ice Lord of Temra. That was for Rohan to defeat, so that he could become the Fire Knight. There was the Lightning Bat of Temra, so that Deirdre can become the Air Knight. We got the Sea Serpent of Temra for Ivar to become the Water Knight. And the Rock Wolf of Temra for Angus to become the Earth Knight.
And yeah, so like we were saying earlier with the Ice Lord of Temra, he just got defeated so easily because he doesn't know how to fight. First things first, location. Make sure you got solid footing.
It's hard in an ice cave to get solid footing, though.
You can walk outside of it. I understand he was frozen in a block of ice in the cave, but I bet he knew the guy was coming. Because he busted out right at the right time, so why not just hey, let's fight outside? And he would have won. No doubt in my mind. He had a curved sword that he could hold with one hand properly, whereas Rowan was nearly grabbing the blade the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
The lightning bat, shit, he's a moron. His weapon was a boomerang and death metal emo screeches.
Yeah.
Which I mean, hey, okay, so your boomerang, it got knocked away because she shoots literal just puffs of wind at you.
Yeah.
So you throw it, it's gone. Here's an idea. Don't throw the fucking boomerang. It's basically a curved sword, so just keep it in your hand and she can't knock it away, correct?
Yeah. He had mad hops, though.
He did have mad hops. No bending of the legs, and he had a fucking, 10-foot vertical?
Yeah.
Minimum?
Oh, yeah. Like, for sure, he's in the NBA. Like, he'll play the NBA.
That's where he went to, actually. He just disappeared. He's like, well, I got a new job now. Yeah. I lost my my stick. I'm out of here. I'm going to go scream in the stands.
Like, how strong are his ankle muscles? Or his fucking Achilles just made out of hydraulics? Yeah, he launched. Literally, just whoop, up and down.
He's got like spider legs. Spider's legs, if you didn't know, this is a fun fact, unrelated to anything we've been talking about. But the spider's legs work like hydraulics. It's not muscles like humans. So that's like when they jump, they basically just pump it up to max level and then... So that's all it is. His ankles are just made of hydraulics. Just piston himself 10 feet off the air.
Now, one of the best things about that battle had to have been the voice. The way the fucking lightning bat talks. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the flamethrower commercial from Dairy Queen, but that's pretty much how it is. Just speaking like this. Might have been a little bit different. He actually might have been talking outwards because that just kills. I don't know how this guy did it. It had to have been special effects.
It's special effects, or he was just like a death metal singer, because that's like the only profession that would allow someone's voice to do that and not be permanently damaged.
Yeah.
I attempted to earlier before we started. I was practicing and it wasn't working. I can't do it.
Yeah. So after we get the battle in the ice cave, which Rohan literally just touched his blade to the bridge, and even though it looked like rock, it must have been ice, because it sort of just disintegrated away, and then the guy fell, and his screams of peril just, oh no, just dead. And then he summons his armor. Deirdre just knocks away the boomerang of death with a puff of air. Like, I'm pretty sure I've farted more powerful than the air that she popped out.
Oh, 100%. Well,
you definitely have.
Yeah, 100%. I've launched myself about a good foot off my bed before. Yeah. That's how I woke myself up somehow.
And then, so the other thing about this thunder or lightning bat is he fucking yells. And he's like a wailing child. When you tell him, hey, you're not allowed to get in the oven.
Don't get in the oven. Stop trying to stick the knife in the socket.
Yeah.
What happened last time? You had a nice, neat hairdo for a month.
Why can't you wear your ripped jeans? Because you're already wearing your ripped jeans. Stop crying.
Grandma thinks you look like a whore.
So then those two get their armor. And then there's some odd trickery afoot. And then Ivar goes to get his armor, and he's a prince of some unknown. Well, it's a known land. I just don't feel like looking it up. Let's see here. What do I got? Ivar is a black prince from a distant land. He came to the Kells in search of his country's sacred chalice. Now, this sacred chalice is used to actually trick him into dying, but then he remembers a quote from the fairy king. Illusions are a powerful thing, or don't trust illusions or something. And so then he realizes the pixie is the cup. Now this pixie just pops out of anywhere. It actually really pissed me off that they switched to that pixie instead of the fucking booger midget.
Yeah, I feel like the booger midget although he would have given it away, because whenever he teleports, he leaves a giant pile of snot.
Yeah.
So it would be very obvious if there was a cup filled with just goop.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't like about that, because like after he realizes that it's the fairy, he like tries to hit it with his stick, and then it's like, hee, got you, bitch, and then fucks off. And then the sea serpent of Tamra pops up. Now, I don't know if they have intel on these magic weapons or not, but I feel like my first issue with the fight, he shoots lightning out of his fork.
Yeah.
You can't and the fucking sea serpent of Tamra came out of the sea, which I get it. His name is Sea Serpent. You got to come out of the water, right? But why do you got to stay in it against the guy that shoots lightning? And why did it take him so long to realize that if he doesn't shoot at the guy, he can't block it? But if you shoot at the water, it'll just go up him anyways.
Yeah.
Second big issue with the fight, why you got to use the whip on the black guy?
Yeah, that was quite questionable when as soon as that sea serpent pops up and his weapon is that hardcore whip.
Yeah. I guess it was the 90s. Like I'm not okay with it, but it was the 90s where openly racist things in kids shows were a little bit more accepted, or just sweep it under the rug. No one's going to talk about this for at least 2 decades.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe it wasn't a budget reason why it got canceled.
That would make sense. What's that actor doing nowadays? He's probably doing very, very well.
So he gets his armor because he uses lightning against the water, murks the fucking sea serpent.
Just dissolves him.
Yeah, into oblivion, summons his armor, and then we get to, and then they're fighting all these fucking creatures. So he fought, I think at that time they were fighting that Cyclops,
the Cyclops
with the tail.
Minotaur.
Yeah.
Like a 12-foot tall Cyclops that walked approximately as fast as your great-great-grandmother.
Yeah.
If there's a sale on butterscotch.
Yeah, or bingo dabbers.
No, she's covered. She's been collecting bingo dabbers.
She's been dabbing for years. Yeah. So they stop him, which the CGI, from what I remember, is way worse. Like, I remember that was so believable. The CGI in this show is so bad, but some of the practical effects seemed like pretty good. The vines in the forest actually seemed like pretty legit. When they're on the way for Ivar to get his armor, they're tied up in a bunch of vines, and then Rohan, once he gets out, he swings his sword, and then he lets out a fire blast that probably should have lit the forest on fire realistically instead of just melting the vines. But
that's the control. That's how much control Rohan has
over the fire. Then you get to Angus. Now Angus, like I said before, literally best character.
100%. There's no debate. If you even comment anything or think about it, I'll fucking find you.
Yeah.
I will become your new sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah. Guy is hilarious throughout the whole show. He's that sarcastic dude. He's a relatable guy because he's the guy that is believed to just not be able, like, he shouldn't be on this quest. He's a thief. Like that's the whole purpose. He's a thief. So it's his road to redemption. To get this, that just gets you hooked. You just want to cheer for the underdog.
And you got to. Plus, who knows? He could be the next Robin Hood.
That is true.
Although I don't think he cares about anyone except for Rohan and also Deidre. He wants up in there.
Yeah, and she wants on him.
Yeah.
Later on in the movie, she does say that handsome fool.
Yeah.
And then Rohan gets a little jealous. She's like, hey. He ain't that handsome.
It's like a love, I don't know, triangle. That's not triangle. Square. It's a love square because
there's 4 of them.
Deidre loves Angus. Angus loves Deidre. Rohan loves Deidre. And the fucking fairy bitch that they're with, I can't remember her name. Their plucky sidekick.
Yeah.
Loves Rohan, but she understands that she is much, much too small.
Yeah, Aideen. Yeah, she has affection for Rohan, is constantly jealous of Deidre. Holy shit, is she ever so jealous.
Oh, yeah, 100%. She almost, she wanted to screw over Deidre during her trial.
Yeah.
And she almost got her killed. Just fucking annoying the shit out of her. If I was if I was Lightning Bat, 100% would have just been like, while they were fighting, I'd huck my boomerang.
Yeah.
Like, get a nice curve on it, a nice parabola, and just right in the back of her neck. She goes down.
He sniped those tiny ass wings on that sprite.
That is true. He couldn't hit a full size human being, but a little pixie the size of a grapefruit, no goddamn problem.
The accuracy on this guy. It was probably because she was talking. He's a bat, right? Sonar.
Oh, that is true. I didn't hear him clicking or anything.
No.
Sonar.
Yeah.
Just walking around. Is that not it?
What else do we got? Oh yeah, and then also so Angus's quest, he was looking for a little help, and he goes into the druid that actually set them up on this quest, and his name is Cathbad. He's a druid. He's an advisor to the king, and he's trying to get him some help. He ends up just like snorting what's that shit Novocaine, the laughing gas,
Yeah.
laughing powder, has a blast. Then he goes to get his armor from the wolf
Of Wall Street.
the rock. No, different movie.
You didn't find those Quaaludes.
The rock wolf of Temra finds this guy. Rock wolf comes out, and the rock wolf is pissed because a thief is coming to fight him. They're like, motherfucker, you send this pleb.
The other guy's got what? A knight, a prince, a princess, and I got this fucking beggar who steals apples? No. He didn't want to fight, so Angus, being the able-bodied boy that he is, the himbo that he is, he's like, well, I'm going to just smash the ground, big man. You want to hide in your cave? I'm going to give it some base. And he eventually tricks him, which is the best scene in the whole fucking movie and series, in my opinion. He hides behind a rock, but he makes sure that the rock wolf sees him. And then he hangs his mace on the rock and then walks 3 feet to the side.
Yeah.
Hides in a massive gap between these two rocks where Rock Dog has to walk past him and could 100% see him. No doubt in my fucking mind. And then he slips behind him, does the old tap on the left shoulder, swing around on the right side, grabs his axe, and then knocks him in the nuts back into his cave and then seals it.
Yeah.
Doesn't even check to see if he's still alive. He's just like, nah, I got him. I got my armor now. Check this out. And then the earth in my bomb. And then he gets his armor on.
Yeah. Though the transformations in this show, though, I would put them so much better than Power Rangers.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I put them on the same level as what was that show? Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, because Sailor Moon, like, top tier transformation scenes.
Yeah, that's true.
And then directly, I'd say almost in the same category, almost overlapping, is Mystic Knights of TIR NOG.
Yeah, I think the only thing that, yeah, I really don't think that. Well, other than like legit Transformers, you can't beat. That's another one we gotta watch. I think there was a Beast Wars movie, right?
I am not sure.
God, we should just review that whole series. I just want to watch it again.
Just live stream it.
Yeah.
Be like Ludwig, stream for 4 fucking days.
Anyways, yeah. So the transformations, and instead of just going, hey, it's morphin time, and then you whip out your massive pocket watch, and then transform. These guys are what do we got? We got fire within me, badass armor. Earth above me. Yeah. Oh no, air above me.
Air above me.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
This isn't Australia.
Oh yeah.
Calm down. It was filmed in Ireland.
We got air above me. She had some badass armor, and I think it's like it was definitely how like the female armor was supposed to be. I actually think it was probably a little bit more covering than most female armor things that you see in fantasy.
Yeah, like instead of it just being a metal G-string and a bikini top made of chainmail, this was actually like a tank top made of chainmail. The most vital points were still open though. Like the throat was open underneath the arms.
Oh yeah, her helmet was so bad.
Yeah,
like slight. First off, I don't know if you saw it when she first transformed and she did the like head tilt, but that helmet was cockeyed as fuck. That visor, like her one eye was almost completely covered by the bottom, and the other one was almost completely covered by the top of the eye holes.
Fuck yeah. This is why you always have straps in your helmets, folks. So you can actually get it to stay in place so it's not knocking around.
The blue armor, so see around me. That one was badass. Only one with a mouthpiece. that actually or had lips. His thing had lips.
That's pretty offensive.
Yeah.
But again, it's the 90s. You can't really comment. The rock wolf, the rock armor, I think probably looks the best. Like red, yeah, it's real showy, but you're gonna get pulled over by ye old police.
Yeah.
Every time you're riding your horse too fast in town. But the rock armor is just, it's sleek, it's cool. You got a big rock that you chuck around.
Just the Irish mystic police. Whose horse is that?
Come bumbling out of a bush. Sorry, I lost me sword. It's too big to hold with one hand.
Yeah, the rock armor by far. Well, that's just because Angus by far best character.
Yeah, like
everything
it could
about
have
it,
just been Angus with 4 sets of armor. I would have been happy.
Yeah,
he would have been fucking using the stick with his feet and the bow with his other foot. Yeah, so he's got 3 feet.
Oh,
3 feet. You know what I'm talking about? Long dick. Sorry, I've been watching The Boys, and there was a guy who had a worm-like schlong.
Now, what else? Oh yeah. Okay, so when Rohan gets tricked to leave the crew as Deidre was on her mission,
it was a solid ruse. I don't think I'd been able to see through the oldest person in the kingdom showing up out of nowhere without us being able to hear them and going, "Hey, Evil Queen Maeve wants to talk to you and only you, someone of no royal blood whatsoever, about a peace treaty with the kingdom."
Yeah. And Rohan was like, "Fuck yeah.
I gotta go, boss.
Your guy." You know what, guys? They're like, oh. And Ivar's like, you know what? This seems fucking suspicious. Even though in the next quest, Ivar falls for the same thing. And it's Rohan saying, hey, you know what? The bitch got me. Don't let her get you. And he's just like, but my cup.
It's different. This is my cup. No one would joke about the cup.
Yeah.
This is my city's special cup.
I wonder what they did with that cup.
I peed in it.
That would do it.
Doctor's orders.
A royal piss.
Oh, it wasn't royal.
Oh.
It was like, I spent 3 nights down at the local tavern drinking mead with the boys.
Oh, that's a dark brown ale.
A musty piss. The cup melted. Is what yeah.
That's why he'll never find it.
Yeah, it is completely gone.
So the dog, that one I will admit, at least like the Cyclops looked kind of cool. The Minotaur when they fought when Angus was getting his armor and they were fighting a Minotaur. That one was kind of cool. But this fucking dog was so badly done, and you can tell it was so badly done because they made it disappear off the fucking screen often.
That's less time animating. That's saving on the budget. I don't know. I don't think this was the Hound of, or the Tash Hound as they call it, was not the worst thing that was animated in the movie.
Oh no?
No. Obviously it was the very first Minotaur or the Cyclops. That was terribly done. It could move at 1 speed. That was it. Either it was not moving or moving at half the speed of smell. And its attacks, it was, I'm going to slightly and slowly turn to the left, and you're going to get hit by my tail. Which, except for Deidre, of course. She's the only one smart enough to duck.
Yeah.
The other guys got knocked into a tree and a pile of hay.
Yeah. Oh, but also, like, they felt that thing walking towards this village. And it was a good distance away. But the village people didn't realize it till it was, like, fucking on them.
Well, yeah, no, because they thought it was Angus and his fucking rock on a chain.
The village people thought that?
Yeah. Well, he's probably, it's just Angus training in the hills again.
Yeah.
That's because
those
are his 2 moves. I'm going to throw my weapon at you, or I'm going to hit the ground and cause ripples.
He's like Tyrion's fucking root cousin, just
That's it. I smash. That's all I got on me. Yeah. Smash or throw. Yeah. That's it. And once I throw, I can't smash, so I don't like to do that.
So then I gotta just toss out my funny little quips.
That's what he's a bard half the time. He's a barbarian. If my fucking rock doesn't work, I'm gonna make fun of you till you pass out.
What Queen Maeve, that the signifying of evil with just that painted across the eyes. That honestly, that one's kind of edgy too.
Ooh, yeah, that's war paint, quote unquote.
Yeah,
That's racist.
yeah,
Although
This
I mean, like she was a moron.
yeah.
She was just a figurehead, like most monarchies and royal
I'm pretty sure.
families.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the
Torque.
main general. Yeah, he was the guy that had he came up with all these ideas and she took credit because obviously you're the queen, but that was the fucking brains of the operation.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if he wasn't in it, they wouldn't have done anything. Because anytime she was getting pissy about them getting their armor, there was two people. There was General Torque and I'm assuming Meter, who was the small green flame in a cup.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was where the cup was.
Oh,
It was
right,
the fucking
yeah.
tiny wizard man with Maeve. But yeah, so General Torque would give her ideas, and he was the only reason she was getting shit done. She'd have a fucking row and get pissy and throw stuff and kick the jester out of the room because it's not entertaining enough. And then he'd be like, hey, why don't you use your magic fucking stick and summon a monster halfway across the continent to stop him? She's like, oh, that's a great idea, me. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought of that without him. You would have just been sitting there throwing your grapes at the snot goblin. And the other guy, the fucking cup demon, he was a moron. He's like, I believe my warriors, the 4 sentinels of Temra, will be enough. They will suffice. They will stop them. And then they fucking got trounced. They got absolutely fucking embarrassed.
Yeah, he was so determined that his guys were the best. Like, absolutely. Even the confidence he had after the first one got beat, he's like, don't worry. The lightning bat, that's my guy.
That's my boy. Right
Ice Lord, you know what? I did hype him up. Apparently, ice or fire against ice, not so good. But wind against a lightning bat, fuck yeah.
Bats fly. Wind doesn't mean shit to them.
Although, if you do notice, he did not pop out after the lightning bat.
Yeah, no, I feel
he did not hype up the sea serpent or the rock wolf.
Yeah,
at all.
He learned his lesson. You never celebrate until after.
Yeah.
So if Deidre went there and got trounced by the lightning bat, sure. Like, see what I tell you? That's my boy. Now you're gonna listen to the green fire in the cup, aren't you? But no, he went and did the opposite. You hype him up before, you set him up for failure. I'm wondering why they didn't prepare them better. Like, I get the Ice King because he was probably still cold.
Yeah.
He'd been frozen for how many years in a block of ice in an ice cave? He needed time to warm up. But no, yeah, like they can't give him a heads up. I don't think they gave any of them a heads up except for maybe Prince Ivor, the Serpent of the Sea, because he knew where he was gonna be. So like, okay, we're gonna get him. I want you to use this fucking whip. Don't ask me why. Maybe you'll understand once you see the prince.
Yeah. Also, he's the serpent or the sea serpent. How is he only in that one spot? Like, there was a lot of shots where they were near some water. Even when they were climbing, like when they were climbing up to face the fucking lightning bat. Like, that's ocean. Yeah. He got black holed by wind. And then there's ocean.
That's too high.
Yeah.
The whip doesn't go up. Plus, it's 1-on-1. If 2 people show up, he can't be summoned.
Yeah. That is true. Everyone's like, you know what? You have to do this on your own. Which was so weird that, okay, so they're leading him to the cup. Like, what would they have done if they actually followed Ivar to stop him from just chasing this fucking cup?
Probably would have just been, honestly,
it would have got there and be like, fuck, we're at this. Guys, all right, we got to double back. No. Honestly, I kind of felt the ground tremble, and I can see Angus is holding his shit, so it's not him.
Angus would have killed the fake cup fairy. 100%.
Squashed him.
Ivor would have been like, okay, he didn't stab at the fairy, which I'm just realizing now. He used his fork as like a fly swatter and obviously fucking missed. And then Angus, if he followed him, he would just be like, all right, Squish. What's next? Onto the Minotaur.
Yeah. The Booger Goblin.
Yeah, the Booger Goblin would have got shit done, I feel like, but it would have been too obvious. The worst, actually the best villain had to be the one at the end. I was trying to see if there's a name for it. Doesn't seem so.
The Minotaur?
Yeah, the Minotaur, because it shot lasers out of its fucking horns.
Oh yeah, it was the Bull of Temra.
The Bull of Temra.
Temra.
Okay. I have a very large list of monsters, and there's not all of them were in the movie, which obviously they had to condense down 50 episodes into, what was it, an hour 20 minutes about?
Yeah, roughly an hour 20 minutes.
So the ones that we got, what? Say the ogre was the stone one. That was the first one. Then there's Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Or no, was it Juggernaut?
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably Juggernaut first.
Yeah. Then the Tash Hound.
Yeah. Then you got the Cyclops, the Bull of Temra. The next one on my list is Unnamed Creature 1.
Yeah.
My favorite monster. Water creature, flying creature, giant spider, specters of Banshee Woods, giant falcon, wyvern, fire creature, spiked warrior, phantom boar, worm of woe. Not W-O-A-H, W-O-E, so sad woe.
Sad woe.
Chimera, Grindon,
Yeah.
Evil Eye, Giant Panther, Griffin, and Shadow Monster. So there's a lot that we didn't see. We only saw, what, maybe 4?
Yeah. There's only 4. I think it's like one. Actually, it was probably 1 per episode, because that's what this movie is just 4 episodes. Because even where it cuts off, like where the movie actually ends, like you want to get it, like you're like, I need to see.
Yeah.
Where's this? It's a cliffhanger on the movie, so because it's part of the show.
Yeah, basically it's just, this is a condensed version on like how they got their armor, not why they needed it, but how they got it. And then you have to go watch the show, which I'd 100% recommend you do. It's probably on YouTube. The movie is.
Yeah.
So watch it on there if you haven't, or if you have, watch it again. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Now,
what about the arse and all?
Now, what did you think of the writing?
The writing I didn't think was that bad.
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't like it definitely had its cheesy, like you definitely saw like that 90s humor where even at that scene where Rowan learned that you can't do it by yourself. It was after they saved him from the Dash Hound.
Yeah.
You can't do it by yourself. This is a lesson for you. Cooperate. And then he walks in and fucking Adine and Deidre are arguing. And then Ivar and Angus start arguing because Ivar brings up how Angus thinks that the princess is a fucking smoke show. And then and he's just like, he goes, in the end of the episode, which just the end of that scene in the movie was him just being cooperation. Yes, that's a lesson that'll take some time.
Also, anytime they moved in the throne room, the camera work was it just felt like the 90s. So when they're moving across the room, instead of having just a panning shot straight, they turn the camera as they go.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I don't think that's been done like since the 90s.
Yeah, it's definitely it definitely felt old school. Almost some the first scene when they're in the throne room and they're talking about like, hey, you guys, we got to do this quest. The quest is important, so you can get the armor and then tame the dragon. That felt very almost home movie. Like had that feel like it was just and even like either home movie or like old school porno.
Yeah,
where
it sort
it's
of
just
felt
oh no.
This was like a first year college student's like proposal for their thesis.
Yeah.
They're like, this is my first year, but I got to get it out there. I'm going to start filming now. I need volunteers.
Yeah.
And then it devolved into like Rohan.
Yeah.
No.
I've got a sheath for your sword.
Yeah, put your sword in the sheath.
The
mystic sheath.
I think it definitely did well for like it also had all those like different types of characters. Like you had Rohan, which is the the guy who was just like the righteous guy. He just wanted to do good. He's the gullible, dumb hero, but he was that heroic type.
Yeah.
The quippy, sarcastic Joker in Angus. The foreigner from a different land.
I think he was more like with the foreigner, but also he was like 100% rules.
Yeah.
Like he was. This is the law. We have to follow this to the law. Whereas Rohan was more of the like chaotic good. Like I need to do what's right no matter what the cost.
Yeah.
As long as it wasn't the kingdom. Like that was his I cannot sacrifice. But anything else, like we got peasants from another land, and I have to either leave them or save this princess. Sorry, kids.
Yeah.
You're going down. Let me just burn you real quick with my fire sword.
And then, but what they did with Deidre actually like seemed very good. Like it wasn't like the usual like woman of the medieval times where it's like, hey, you're a princess, I'm gonna sell you off to a prince type deal. Like she was a badass for sure.
Yeah.
And sarcastic and told you off. Like that was a solid character to have.
I would have liked them to swap out the weapon. Like, okay, let's do this as a question because I kind of want to go in depth a bit about it. But what do you think would be done different nowadays? Like if they were to remake or like redo it, I'd like to see, like the casting I think was decent with the probably switch out one of them.
Yeah.
You know what? Jimmy Woo, Angus. Played by Jimmy Woo.
Yeah.
100%. That's perfect, and then everyone else you can probably keep the same.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see them swap out the weapons. Like I want a tiny little princess to be swinging around the fucking rock mace.
Yeah.
Because I think that'd be good.
Swap. Yeah, I would almost put the princess with the trident instead, and then move the I'd move the air bow definitely to Angus, and then have either probably in this day and age, fire sword would definitely go to Ivar.
Yeah, actually that makes more sense because every time I think of Rohan, I just think himbo.
Yeah.
So like basically do you know what himbo means?
No, I'm lost.
Okay, so himbo is like bimbo, but for guys. So think of a guy bimbo. Like, so that's big fucking muscles, but you know he can't do shit with them. It's just for looks.
Okay, yeah.
Bleach blonde hair, so like just a big fucking strong idiot.
Yeah.
And I think that would, like, the rock mace would be perfect for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I want, like, John Cena, because I think he can play, like, a big dumb idiot really well. He's done it in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito as the king, or the Snot Goblin.
Yeah,
that would be fucking hilarious.
Who would you put as Deidre? Who's got that? Before her spat, I probably would say Gina Carano, who played Cara Dune, but she's blacklisted from Hollywood now, so
yeah, because she's got some very unique opinions.
What about? I know she probably would fit the role. Kate Blanchett. She played Hela.
Maybe. Well, you gotta like. That's the only thing because you gotta think young now.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, yeah.
Rohan.
Obviously. Well, we maybe have to go with his brother because he was already in Marvel, and that's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he just played Thor. Yeah.
It's the same character.
The hammer. Yeah, the Rock.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think what's her nuts? Just because I've been watching The Boys. Whoever played Stormbreaker or Storm Tracer, whatever the fuck, the Nazi girl.
Yeah.
I think like her as that character would fit very well. I'd also like to see it a bit darker. Like instead of just like, ooh, we poke this magic skeleton and then it turns into bones and then dust. But have an actual baddie there, like an actual henchie. Okay, we stabbed this guy, his guts are on the floor. Let's move on.
Yeah, so more of like a PG-13 rating than a.
I'm thinking like an R, a mature rating, yeah, like 17 plus. That's where it's at.
Dude, that princess is gonna have so much sex, and she's gonna dominate. You know what?
Oh, she's lesbians.
I got it. Who played Arya?
Oh, Macy
Macy Williams? Williams? No, Maisie.
something.
Yeah, fuck. But her arc as Arya, and
Yeah.
then she ended just being like that badass.
Yeah, actually,
I
she'd
think
be fantastic.
She'd pull it off.
Michael B. Jordan as Ivar.
Yeah.
Because actually maybe not. I don't know. I don't really see him as like a serious with like a rule follower.
Yeah. I don't know who to cast as Ivar. I almost want to. I think I almost want to. We could just do Game of Thrones people.
Pretty much. So whoever played the Hound.
Oh, he's playing the general.
Yeah, 100%
Yeah.
general for the evil team.
The evil queen.
Because I'd also like to see more on his character. Like I want him to like go into his room after giving the queen her next big idea and just like fucking throw shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's a good fit for that.
Oh yeah, Kate Blanchett as Maeve then.
Oh yeah,
Played
shit, that
Unreal
would
Hella.
definitely fit.
Where else? Oh, we need an old guy for Cadbad.
Cadbad?
Cathbad. The druid advisor to the king.
The nutless guy, the eunuch. I don't know. I can't remember the actor's name. Yeah, Varys. So whoever played Varys, I think he'd be good in that role.
Spider. You couldn't think of his name or his actual nickname. He was the eunuch or nutless.
Yeah, that's the first thing I remembered. He got no balls. Yeah. Tell me it's not accurate.
That was pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's goddamn right. It's accurate.
Now, the voices on the fucking fairies and the Fairy King.
Oh, that was pure 90s nostalgia. Instead of like just actually having a regular person's voice, you take the voice, and then the smaller they are, you pitch it up that much.
You know what after listening to it, I couldn't picture where I'd heard this voice style or the voice from our first movie review, or one of them, of Blade. The guy that kept the archive, the archive keeper.
Yeah.
That is exactly what they sounded like, and I was like, oh my god. But what did you think of the special effects?
Oh, they're god awful.
Oh, they're so bad.
Like, even the fights, like half the fights, it was basically just it would cut back and forth because they couldn't. I'm assuming they didn't have the budget or the technology to put the actor in the same scene with like a CGI dog.
Yeah.
So when they were fighting that what's it called? The Tash Hound, the one that keeps going invisible, which I think was a genius move on their part for budgetary reasons. They were never in the same scene. It was always like him backed up against a wall, moving his sword, and you could never quite see, like maybe just like a little hint of the head, but that was it. And then even when when the Tash Hound grabbed his sword and threw it away, you never saw his hands, even though you saw the full hilts of the sword in it.
There was a part, but I think it was a back view of the Tash Hound and then him like fighting it, but it was literally just two black little blobs with a bit of shine like in different parts just to make it look like it was still the dog.
It's probably just two dudes in like furry masks just bobbing their heads up and down.
Two little basketballs.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, where am I going? Where am I going? You could also tell like they weren't used to CGIing things in it. Like it wasn't as common because whenever they were having a conversation with the fairy, you could tell like they were looking off in the distance. Yeah. They weren't looking at like a specific spot roaming around. It was always
there's no way. There's no eye line. Like a lot of when you see in we'll spoke about the Marvel movies, but the Marvel movies they don't get brought up every single time with me because you can't
fanboy.
You can't beat Marvel. But when they're filming, like if it's a scene that's supposed to be with the Hulk, if Mark Ruffalo doesn't have like his stilts or anything like that, he'll have a stick taped to his back basically, and then a head at the top of the Hulk head. So then at least the actor or the actress that's dealing with it has like that eye line. So they got that sight.
Yeah, they give them perspective, like where they're supposed to look,
instead of just like whew off in the distance. Hey,
we're gonna have it on your left side, so just look that direction.
Yeah,
and then they just look forward. They don't trace her across the screen, and then okay, now she's on your right. Okay, we just look that direction. But I mean, it was made in 1998, 1999 for the movie, so you can't expect much before Y2K, right?
Also, and every any pixie movement where they just like disapparated it into the air was all just small star swipes.
Yep, that's it. That's all you need.
Sparkly star swipe.
Yeah.
Reusing the same shots over and over again to save on money.
Even like when they were using the fairy stone to travel, every single time they put their hands on it, it was one shot.
Yeah.
It was the very first shot that they just used over and over again.
I think it was the same audio too. Because it's the only thing that was different was the first time that we saw them go into the movie, Angus held his nose like he was going underwater type deal. And then the second time we saw them go back in, and it was the same audio because Angus was like, oh, I hate this part.
Yeah.
But holy fuck.
Well, I mean, when your budget gets fucking eaten by the Power Rangers, you got to do what you can.
Yeah. What if you were in this? What element are you going with? It doesn't have to be the elements that are there, but
honestly, it depends because like you get a weapon. Like, it's not like I get the abilities of this. Like, you get your weapon that draws on one of the elements.
Yeah.
So, I think I'd do, like, if I could make my own custom one, I'd do a combination between earth and water. So I could, like, earth, water, and air. I just want the gun. I want a mini catapult that I can hold that just lobs lava balls at them.
So you're the knight of mud?
No, hot mud.
You know those springs? I make those.
Underground. I shoot my load underground, and it makes the water hot.
Definitely uranium for me. It's a solid element.
Yeah, that's great.
No, I
What's
think
your superpower? Cancer?
Honestly, yeah. I guess if it's a weapon, because I was thinking about doing something that has to do with like lightning. So, but I don't like the trident. The lightning shooting out of the trident kind of bugs me. I didn't like that. Like,
static electricity.
Your thing is the sea around me, and come on.
Yeah, but you can't just give him a super soaker and put him on set.
But you could at least like control like water blast would be like that would be cool. Don't do lightning. Lightning is a completely different mythological thing.
Well, no, I kind of get it, right? So like if you think about the water table and the water cycle,
yeah, I guess
water evaporates, goes up, makes clouds, and clouds rub together and create electricity. Is that how lightning happens? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a scientist.
I don't think clouds. I think it's just it's the water, the friction of the rain.
I thought it was God's ass clapping.
Oh, clap some cheeks.
That's why I like storms.
But yeah, definitely lightning. Now I guess I got to get a medieval weapon. I think I go bow. So she has that stupid wind crossbow, which that was the daintiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's like a pocket-sized crossbow.
That was probably the most feminine thing about that character.
Yeah, like give her a full-size one, like one like
and the outfit
any little girl can use from like Game of Thrones, like Joffrey. Yeah. His crossbow is simple. He could use it. He's a fucking moron.
But like a badass bow that I'm just shooting lightning bolts out of.
I'm thinking like, ooh, a fucking gauntlet launcher. Like that crossbow on a gauntlet?
Yeah.
I'll take that because I could also hold a sword with it. And then pa-chew.
But based on the show, I'd probably go... I think it's like that firstborn thing where I'd want to go with the fire. Just because he's the leader. I'd shape that sword a little bit better. Like that thing was bulky.
I just think he was a weak little bitch.
Yeah.
Can't hold his own goddamn
No,
sword.
I'd get his power, not him. I'd be better than him. Yeah, 'cause he was dumb. He's so dumb.
He's a himbo.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if we're just going straight from them, I'd probably go. I'd want to go Trident for the water because I want to see if I could breathe underwater with the armor.
That's why he's got an extra mouth.
Exactly. That breathes in the water, takes out the oxygen, spits out the hydrogen.
Yeah.
And then lets him breathe.
It's like a set of gills.
That's why I would like it. Plus, I never need to worry about not having a fork with me. I always have my Trident.
Yeah.
Because it's
true.
the size of a large fork.
But then I think in general we'd probably just end up we'd have to be Angus because our sarcastic quips are unmatched.
Yeah. Either that or just like Angus, you are no longer useful.
Yeah. As a character, we're Angus for sure.
Yeah.
As weapons and powers go, I definitely like fire. I think it's pretty useful.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, like the crossbow's great and all, but it's small. It'll get fucking broken. Probably not that powerful. It's probably not that powerful.
Yeah, it probably broke after the first season.
Angus has no fucking range. His two choices are: I'm gonna smack the ground, or I'm gonna fucking throw this at you.
Will fuck up your team too. Like there's friendly fire for sure.
Yeah, there's no direction. It's just I'm gonna hit the ground and whatever shakes. I hope you guys got good fucking sea legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Trident you can at least shoot lightning bolts as long as you keep spinning it, apparently. And the fire sword as long as you're just holding it straight.
No, sometimes you gotta whip it
we
around.
gotta recharge it. You spin it around, and then you fucking shoot a fire blast at someone.
Fuck it, I'm gonna be a Jedi. I can still be a Jedi and have lightning powers.
I'm gonna be a Sith.
Do it.
That's not a Jedi. That's a Sith. I'll be a gray Jedi, which is basically what everyone should be. No, that's the blue Jedi. They don't do anything but cry and wipe their tears with the Force. No, gray Jedi are a mix. Like, they don't think that there's just good or evil. So it's not... They're in the middle, pretty much. Like, they don't see things as, like, you are Sith or you are a Jedi. Like, you're either 100% good or 100% evil. Basically, they're chaotic neutral.
So they're like the Punisher.
Pretty much, yeah. So it varies from person to person. But I'd be like, okay, I'm here for me, and whoever's paying me to do what I need to do. So if this kingdom wants to pay me money to assassinate this kingdom's leader, hell yeah, you got the coin. I got the bzz. That kingdom is now the young ones, and I am Anakin.
Yeah. All right, I guess what do we have? We're almost at an hour. That was impressive. We had our doubts.
You had your doubts.
No.
I believed 100%.
You were actually the doubter.
Prove it. Huh?
I record everything.
That's a lie, first off. And this was my movie choice, I have to believe, in the Mystic Knights of Tir Nog, even though I thought it was Tir Nagog my entire life.
Yeah, that was a shocker. All right, let's
reeling.
get some ratings. For sure, this one's getting a high rating because the other two aren't here.
So we can say whatever we want. I'm going 75 million out of 10.
I'm honestly rating it. It's going to get a 7.5 to an 8. Now, the story in general, it's a little hard to say the story is great just because it's a chunk of the actual series.
Yeah.
Just taken out and put together. But the concept is good. You got a bad guy, you got to stop him, you got to get his armor. Quest's awesome. Characters were good. The writing was decent. It wasn't like the normal some of the fantasy movies where you're just like, holy fuck, this is like this person says their line, hard stop. This person says their line, hard stop. Interaction between characters.
Yeah, it's not going up for any awards, but it's concise. You can understand like what's going on for the most part.
And
without having to watch the show.
Pure nostalgia. Yeah, definitely. I'm going 8. It's going to bump it up. The nostalgia factor, it brought me back. I was very tempted on spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars trying to buy the old toys for this movie.
Yeah. That was probably what we did for about half this movie, was just like showing each other the old toys that we remembered all of a sudden. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 7. I think.
7?
Yeah, you give it a 7 because, like, it's not the best movie I've ever seen. It is so much worse than I remember. But I think the last time I saw it was when I was a kid. But it's one of those. It was so bad that it was good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna just absolutely tear this fucking movie apart because I enjoyed myself watching it. Because it was, I didn't expect, like, a fucking. I'm trying to think of a good movie. A universally liked movie.
Shrek 2.
I was gonna say Shawshank, but we'll go Shrek 2. It's no Shrek 2,
Yeah.
but like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
So that's a 7.5 out of 10 then.
Yeah, we got 7.5 out of 10, and I'm sure if we get a rating from the other two, it's going to go to about a 3.
Yeah.
Or a -5.
That'll definitely be the worst movie we've watched so far, according to Jeff.
But it's also this one at least is a fantasy movie.
Yeah. 100% though. I probably, judging by the enjoyment out of it, like get like watch it sober if you want, but definitely get enhanced for this movie. You will just to get past the shitty CGI or just to enjoy that factor.
Yeah, like don't expect a whole lot of shit like the fucking Transformers level CGI. Like think of your first media arts project in like grade 8.
Yeah.
Like your first claymation. That's the level of quality that you're gonna get because it was the 90s.
All right, so what else we got? Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at ByRailside to get any news or anything like that, as well as follow us on Spotify, By the Railside, Google Podcasts, a bunch of other fucking sites. We're on YouTube. And don't forget, we do stream every Saturday after filming, 8:30 p.m. till around 11:30 midnight at twitch.tv/bytherailside, as well as we're trying to stream Tuesdays and Fridays at around 7 o'clock. If you got any questions or comments, anything like that, tweet at us. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Or if there are any other 90s genres that you want us to take a look at. What else? Oh, yeah. And the next movie we are going to be reviewing is...
Reign of Fire. It's like Rain of Fire, but I fucked up the pronunciation.
Yeah. Great movie starring Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale, dragons. Fantastic. I'm going to love this movie again. I like them all. I don't think, except for tigers, they're not afraid.
Yeah, the tigers are not afraid is a lie. Tigers are always afraid because I am the apex predator.
Yeah.
I hunt tigers
for
meat.
Ooh.
Obviously. Meat and semen. Well, there's nothing else in life. You don't need anything else.
Join us next week, and we'll see you in the stream if you're going to join us.
Buy a bidet for fuck's sake.
Yeah, wash your ass.
You stinky bitch.